Hello everyone. Today we will talk about one of the most sinister figures in the history of criminology, Henri Desire Landreu, a French murderer who became a symbol of horror and injustice. His story is not only about crimes, but also about human nature, about the darkness that can hide in each of us. Henri Desire Landreu was born on February 5, 1869 in Paris, France, into a family of ordinary people. His childhood was normal, but from an early age he showed certain abnormal traits. Landreu was at first glance a sociable and kind boy, but inside he was hiding dark thoughts. According to the testimony of neighbors, he was distinguished by a certain isolation and desire for solitude, which foreshadowed future terrible events. Studying at school was not easy for him. He was an average student and was often criticized by his teachers, which undermined his self-esteem. He didn't have any real friends, and he often mistrusted those around him. Over time, this led to the development of obsessive thoughts and mental disorders. After graduating from school, Landreu worked at various jobs, but none of them brought him satisfaction. Already at a young age, he began to encounter offenses and petty crimes such as theft and fraud. However, as the negative impact on his psyche grew, Landreu began to think about more serious crimes. In 1906, after the loss of his mother, Landreu finally plunged into darkness. This case became the trigger for his transformation into a killer. He began to kill women who, in his opinion, betrayed him. The first victim was a 39-year-old woman named Margarita, whom he killed in her apartment. After this crime, he began to systematically kill women, attracting them under various pretexts. Landreu believed that his actions were justified because he acted according to the call of the heart. He chose his victims mainly among those who were in a difficult financial situation. He offered women jobs, often promising them financial assistance. However, in reality, his intentions were completely different. Using various methods, he would stab, strangle, or poison them before disposing of their bodies. Landreu always carefully considered his actions. He destroyed all traces, hid the bodies, mostly burying them in the forest or in abandoned buildings. His ability to avoid punishment created the illusion of invincibility. He killed at least 10 women over several years, but the exact number of his victims remains unknown. Landreu's crimes left doubts and fears among the women of Paris. The law enforcement authorities were in a panic. The killer, clearly mentally ill, continued to cause harm with impunity. The police launched a large-scale operation to arrest the criminal, but suddenly a serious obstacle arose in the case: the lack of evidence. Despite numerous testimonies and witnesses, Landreu managed to evade arrest until one of his victims managed to escape and reported him to the police. This became a turning point in the investigation. The arrest of Landreu took place in 1910. The police, relying on the testimony of his victim, were able to track him down. During his arrest, Landreu tried to deny all the charges, but it soon became clear that the evidence of his guilt was too overwhelming. The trial became a real sensation. Landreu tried to completely remove responsibility from himself, claiming that his actions were caused by mental disorders. However, it was obvious to the judges that his actions were deliberate. As a result, he was found guilty of numerous murders and sentenced to death. Landreu was executed in 1919. His story left a deep mark in the memory of society. The murders committed by him have become a symbol of the horror and crime that is sometimes hidden under the mask of ordinary people. His case led to changes in French criminal law and methods of investigating crimes. Today, we may look at such horrific events from a distant perspective, but the aftermath of Landreu still reverberates through history. His case is a reminder that darkness can lurk within any of us, and that we should never underestimate the effects of mental illness. Thank you for being with us. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. See you soon.